says rotate your phone. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. So we are about to start our 9 a.m. class. Welcome to Mystic. Do we have any announcements, Amy?
Just the masks, the Venmo account.
So we are selling masks, and if you can definitely, we're not selling, we're donating masks. I'm new at this. Mary Beth has been so incredible with making masks. So if you guys want to receive masks from Mystic, we are gratefully accepting donations on Venmo. And that's it, right? And we meet out here every morning at 9 o'clock. So please come and join us. It's really wonderful. And you've got the sounds of the birds and nature. And it's a nice shady spot. We have finally perfected the placement. So let's everybody come into a comfortable place on your mats and start to settle your bodies. Taking a few breaths in and out. Become aware of the sounds that surround you. Become aware of the sensation of earth. And guide your awareness towards the feel of weight. And begin to embrace all aspects of your being and what it means to be a human being. And the magnificence of that, the joy of that, the pain of that, all of it. One of my teachers, Jeannie Zandi, talks about that some holy texts spoke of the human being, including everything. The aspects of plants, the aspects of animals, the human heart, and also the light of pure consciousness. So for now, just taking your awareness into the plant aspect of growing roots in the ground, giving yourself to the earth, the still, silent experience of simple being, the straight upwards, rising, the blooming open of the crown of the head, like a flower. The blooming open of the heart. And then begin to sense the creaturely aspect of the human, like an animal, like the fleshy kind of sensation of body and weight. The hands and the feet, like paws. And that move into space and fluidly curl and uncurl and Heart beating, breath rising, lowering. Creature of the body. And embracing the human heart, human smile, human touch, the collective consciousness of being human. What is it like? And then the light of pure awareness, the divinity, the shining down through all of these layers, down through the heart, all the way down into the earth and out of the limbs, embracing all of our being. Take a deep in-breath together and sigh it out. One more time. And beginning to slowly move your body, expand your arms overhead, stretching. And if you're not lying down yet, make your way onto your mats. Lying down on your backs. And bringing your knees towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Rocking side to side. For those of us who are lying on the ground outside, we can really feel the softness of the grass, of the earth beneath us. And if you're needing extra cushioning at home, just place double mats. And after you've rocked side to side for a bit, let the knees start to circle outwards and back in. Like outwards and back in, like breast strokes in one direction and then in the other direction. At some point, placing the feet back down on the ground under the knees and reaching the right leg up towards the sky as you circle that ankle around. Bend and extend the leg a couple of times to get into those hamstrings a bit. And then pull your right knee towards your chest, giving it a squeeze, extending your left leg down all the way maybe. And then as you release your right foot under your knee, extending your left leg up towards the sky, circle your ankle around a few times. Let the breath flow naturally. Let the breath be soft. And then bending and extending the leg. Pulling the left knee towards the chest for a little squeeze as you extend your right leg down maybe. Deepen breath together. And letting it go. Plant both feet on the ground again and roll over onto your side. Take your time to rise up to seated. And as you settle on your seat, maybe a block under your sits bones. Circle your shoulders around a few times. Maybe expanding arms overhead as well as you circle around. And then take your time to make fists with hands, circling wrists around. Maybe even looking up towards the sky. And then looking to the left and looking to the right. Shake up those hands. And plant your hands on top of your chest. Letting your entire torso feel the touch of the hands. And we'll open our practice together with the sound of Om. First, a cleansing breath together. Inhale. Taking your time to slowly rise up to standing. And let your body start to find some movements, rocking your hips side to side, separating the feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And just doing some rocking motions side to side, and then starting to circle the hips around. And then allow the arms to start to do what they want to do, maybe expanding overhead with each in-breath. And on the out-breath, finding a little bit of a side bend. You can even press your right hip to the side as you extend and bend to one side. And then do it on the other. Pressing left hip to the side. Not worrying so much about alignment right now, but just making sure that your body is super comfortable in the side bending and the stretching. If the shoulders need more rolling, take care of that. If you need to look up a little more, maybe even pressing the hips forward and finding a bit of a back bend, maybe interlacing the hands behind the back, opening the throat. Fresh breath of life. And then at one point, squat a little, drawing hips back. And then allow for that squat to elongate the spine a bit. So you're lengthening the spine forward with the in-breath. Now find an opening in the heart, tilting the tailbone upwards with the in. And on the out, curl the spine. You can even take your hands in between your thighs as you curl and look down towards the belly. Inhale, open up again. Exhale, curl. And finding this beautiful cat-cow in standing position, you'll need a pretty good amount of a squat. Two more times. And then as you rise up to stand, start to shake the hands a bit, and then find a little bit of a bounce, just up and down. This lymphatic shake is really, really helpful in terms of releasing tension from the body. And then start to rock side to side, finding this twisting, rotational motion of the spine. And each time that you do so, you might even tap the opposite arm, like patting yourself on the back. Find the breath. Couple more times. And then let the tapping and the twisting motion stop on its own. Coming back to ground, coming back to that rootedness under your feet, plant life, growing roots. Feeling the weight of the body against the earth, the breath of the creature, and the human heart, and the pure light shining through all of these layers. And now, slowly making your way onto your hands and knees to prepare to come into your downward facing dog. You might find a child pose first and kind of rock back and forth a few times before you get there. I like to do that to kind of wean myself into that nice long extension of the spine and the lengthening of the hamstrings. And eventually you'll know, your body will let you know when it's time to kind of start to extend the hips upwards as you curl the toes under and elongate the hips up and back as you pedal the feet a bunch of times, shaking the head no and yes. Maybe some back and forth motions. Maybe some curling forward and back. And then at some point, make your way into a plank pose and let the activation of the hands into the ground press you away from the earth, squeezing your quads, using that core center. Feel the activity of the legs, that pulling of the navel in and up. And as you release the knees to the ground, lift the feet off the ground and take a few push-ups. Up and down, elbows pointing directly back. And lower halfway and then up. Try not to dip into your shoulders too much. Couple more times and eventually lower all the way to the ground and feel your entire body expanding on the ground, bringing the elbows into Sphinx pose, maybe sideways a little bit more. Rock the hips side to side, loosen up the body, feel the length of the body, and then open the heart just a little bit more, pulling that navel in and up, and feeling the lowermost ribs still on the ground. Once you've activated the legs firmly and engaged through the quads and the glutes, lift the arms into goal post and find that cobra pose. Elongate through the cervical spine so that your gaze is down, crown of the head reaching forward, and squeeze those shoulder blades muscles. Take a couple of breaths in and out. And then eventually press yourself back up through your table, either to your child pose or to your downward facing dog. And honor the body in what it wants to do here. Take a deep in-breath together. And on the out breath, take your time to walk your feet forward, coming into a forward fold. As you make it into that forward fold, feel the activity of the feet on the ground, super strong. Maybe lift and separate your toes and start to ground down through all corners of the feet. And at some point, slowly roll all the way up. Maybe hands get on the thighs as you roll up. Two arms reach overhead for a deep in-breath. Feel that opening. On the out breath, palms to heart space as you bow forward into a forward fold. Inhale, a halfway lift, bend the knees, hands on shins, elongate through the spine. Exhale, plant palms down, step back, plank pose. Strong, active plank, press the floor away, in breath. On the out breath, if you enjoyed those push-ups, you can do them a few times, maybe with the knees down on the ground or not. And then taking it into baby cobra or an upward facing dog, rolling the shoulders down the back, drawing that chest forward and up. On the out breath, downward facing dog. Feel again that extension of the spine at the same time as the pedaling of the feet if needed. And stay here for 3 nice long breaths, activating pads of the hands into the ground. Feeling that real kind of pressing forward with the pads of the hands and drawing the hips up and back with a subtle micro bend in the knees at least. The right leg slowly rises up towards the sky with the in-breath. On the out-breath, the knee comes towards the chest as you curl. Lengthen back one more time. On the out, the knee comes towards the chest. Curl, find that spine, that nice long spine in a plank while the knee's at the chest. Then step the foot to the right thumb. And as you get there, take your time to make your way upwards, activating that front foot into the ground, into a crescent lunge. And as you get there, feel that nice activity of the feet pressing down firmly into the ground. And then bend the back knee, tucking the pelvis under. And then taking your right hand to your right thigh as you elongate the left arm all the way up with a deep breath in. On the breath out, bring that left arm towards your left elbow, towards your hip as you bend the back knee and tuck the pelvis under. Inhale, elongate the back leg. Exhale, tuck the knee down and tuck the pelvis under. Again, in and out. In, out. 2 more, in and out. Last time, in and out. Now taking the hands to the hips, keep that bent back knee and start to take it down and up into some dips. Down and up, down and up. Activating that right heel into the ground, activating the ball of the left foot into the ground, and going up and down like an elevator, not a seesaw. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. As you rise all the way up with the in-breath, on the out-breath, dial the back heel down, finding your warrior 2 pose. In your warrior 2, circle your wrists around. Make way to that expansiveness of the arms. Look left and right. And then reverse the warrior with a deep in-breath. On the out-breath, coming into a side angle lunge, find that length of the left arm, swinging around a couple of times maybe, and then finding your placement of the arm either upwards or above the head as you activate that right hand into your inner thigh, and vice versa. Come back into your warrior 2 and reverse it with an in-breath. On the out-breath, make your way into a runner lunge, cartwheeling the hands. And as you frame the front foot with hands, blocks underneath the hands can feel really good. Taking your twist to the right. As you activate that left hand into the ground and twisting to your right, feel the opening of the chest. Notice if your right shoulder is going way back. See if you can extend your arm a bit higher up. Good. Notice if your weight is in that left block and kind of press your weight upwards a bit more. And then releasing the right hand down, planting both hands on the ground, making your way back into a three-legged dog. That right leg extends all the way back. You circle out through the ankle, maybe bending the knee, dialing the hip open. Keep more weight in that right hand. More weight in that right hand. Good. Now extend the right leg back with an in-breath. On the out-breath, the knee comes back towards the chest, and the foot steps to the right thumb again as you bend the back knee and drop it down, finding your way back into a half split. So as you extend your right leg forward, drawing that heel on the ground, toes towards shin, you can hold it or you can bend and extend as you wish. Blocks can always come underneath the hands. There's the opportunity here to really take it in your own way. The bending and extending can be wonderful. Now at one point I'm going to have you extend, keeping your left hip on top of your left knee, and as you ground out through your left arm, take another twist to the right. So you're still in this elongated, legged position while you're twisting, and that can feel really yummy. Some of us might not like that, so you would bend the knee a bit more. One more deep in breath. Keep drawing that right hip back a bit more. On the out breath, release back down and find your way back into your downward facing dog. Deep breath in together. Come up onto the tippy toes and roll forward into a plank. Stabilize the shoulders on top of the wrists. Press the floor away. And again, either to chaturanga or all the way down, maybe some push-ups in between before cobra or upward facing dog. Back to your downward facing dog. Deep breath in together. And sigh it out together. One more time. Left leg slowly rises up with a deep breath in. On the breath out, the knee comes to the chest as you curl. Elongate it again. One more. On the out, knee to chest, step forward, finding crescent lunge. As you get there, there's this activity of both feet. And then we're going to play around with bending and extending that right leg. So you're bending, tucking pelvis under, and then you're kind of arching back, lengthening the right leg back. So bend and extend. So we're not dipping yet. We're just bending and extending. And then reaching the right arm up towards the sky with the in-breath. On the out-breath, bringing the elbow towards the hip as you tuck pelvis under, maybe even curl through the spine a bit. Inhale, find that length, open up. And exhale, tuck under, elbow towards ribs, and curling. Again, in and out. In and out. Two more. Last time. Hands come to the hip. That bent knee stays there, and we dip up and down. Up and down. Squeezing through those glutes. Feeling all corners of that left foot on the ground firm. Up and down like an elevator, shoulders soft. Firing up the body a little more. 3 more. Beautiful. Take a deep in-breath. On the out-breath, dialing that back heel down, finding your warrior two. And then again, looking side to side. And then letting the head kind of do what it wants. Maybe some rotational motions throughout the neck. Making fists to circle the wrists. And then shrugging the shoulders up and down a few times. Maybe even circling them through. And then spreading those arms apart. Keep your weight in that left leg. Keep your weight in that left heel as you reverse your warrior. Feel the relaxation in that right shoulder. And then coming into your side angle. Feel your weight in the right leg now. Active in the ground. And then circling that top arm around until you find that perfect spot for your arm, either elongating upwards or sideways. Keep active, pressing back with the left forearm. Come back to the center. Reverse your warrior with a deep in-breath. On the out-breath, cartwheel the hands down, coming into runner lunge. And here, as you actively press into the feet, stretching the mat apart, take your twist to the left. Block under the right hand. Watching out for that right hip not to dip too much down. Yes, squeezing that right quad. Relax your shoulders, deep in breath. And let it go. Release the hand down and step back in a three-legged dog. Maybe bending the knee to dial the hip open. Feel the opening of the hip without collapsing inside your shoulder. And then one more in-breath as you elongate the legs, squaring the hips. On the out-breath, the knee comes towards the chest. You step forward again for that half split. Back knee drops down. You might bend and extend through the leg before settling into a hold of the extension. Still a micro bend in that left knee. And then if you enjoyed that twist, taking the twist again to the other side without locking the left knee. Draw the left hip back a little bit more. And then slowly release and step back into your downward facing dog. As you shift your weight into plank again, holding, active, release down onto your forearms and hold your Sphinx pose. As you keep tucking the tailbone under, feel the activity of the quads and the glutes muscles. And if you'd like to lower the knees, you can do that still holding your Sphinx pose. So, I might have confused you by saying Sphinx. What I meant is a forearm plank.
I was enjoying Sphinx.
I know.
I'm okay with that.
Mary Beth was enjoying Sphinx. You can stay there, Mary Beth, no problem. Yes, feel that shaking, that quads shaking, glutes shaking, active, active, active. Another in-breath. And on the out-breath, now release the hips down and find your Sphinx pose. And keep that activity, drawing navel in and up and feeling the elongation from the lowermost belly upwards. Shoulders relax down the back. And now come into baby cobra again like I showed you before. So you're just lifting those elbows. You're activating feet firm into ground. You're squeezing those shoulder blades muscles. Beautiful length in the cervical spine. In breath. On the out breath, make your way back to your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Beautiful. Take your time now to take some back and forth presses. Maybe those presses turn into some little Shakti kind of kicks or power kicks. Maybe they're just back and forth presses until you walk forward into a forward fold. Or maybe you take some hops up and down. And maybe hopping forward into a forward fold. Slowly rise all the way to standing with a deep in breath. On the out breath, palms come to heart space. Wonderful. Taking it in together again. And out together again. And now making your way into a balanced pose, starting with your left leg. So you're going to shift your weight into the left leg, bringing the right knee up towards the chest, circling the ankle around a few times. And then we'll prepare to take it into a dancer pose as you bend your right knee and grab a hold of your right ankle. You can reach that left arm up towards the sky. And you can either stay here for a quad stretch, working on balance, or pressing the right foot back as you hinge forward to find your dancer pose. Keep pressing back at the same time as hinging forward. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back and cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. And then sit back into like a one-legged squat while you stretch your right glute muscles. Maybe some circles in that right ankle. That left leg should be on fire. That's the point. The left heel is grounded, strong. Again for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're still balancing. Don't lose it. Right knee to chest. We're going to find a quick warrior 3. And then we're going to drop the hands down to the ground into a standing split. And maybe you bend and extend that right leg a little bit. Knee to chest and then extend it. We're going to take it into a hop switch to the other side. So planting palms down really strongly as you shift up and land on your right foot. Bend the knee a lot. Palms come to chest. Activity in that right heel as you rise. Left knee is now up towards the chest. Good job. Taking it in together and out as you prep to take that quad stretch on the other side. Knee draws down. Inner thighs hug in towards center. Right arm reaches up. Deep in breath together. Don't lock the right knee. And on the out breath, press back, hinging from the hips. Press back without letting that left knee go outwards. Two more breaths. Stay with me. And then slowly bringing the left knee towards the chest. Stay active in that right foot. Right glute is super firm so that you don't fall. Crossing left ankle over. Drawing hips back. One-legged chair pose. Figure 4. Shoulders relaxed. Breathe. Let it burn. And then slowly rising back up. If you're about to fall, bend the knee a little more. Keep active in all corners of the foot, finding your way through Warrior 3 onto that standing split. And breathe in and out. Left knee to chest, right leg extends back and forth. That feels nice. And then hop, switching to the other side. Planting hands and scissor kick. And right knee comes up to chest. Good job. Release the feet down. Rock side to side. Enjoy the rocking. Some circling again. And then we'll take it into one more balance sequence. We're going to take that from Goddess. So you can turn to the side. And, oh, you're not going to see me. You should face me, and you guys should face me. Awesome. And you guys should face me. So, this is how it goes. We're going to come into Goddess, sink down, up and down a few times to find that real comfortable level of a squat. Take the arms into goal post. Elbows come towards one another and open up. Just a few times. Good. Now, with hands on the hips, we're going to shift the weight into the left leg and find that balance as we open up through the arms. Now listen up. We're going to take the right knee towards the chest and just tuck into it a bit. And then re-extend back out. And then land into your Goddess. Good job. Let's do it on the other side. Find your way into that right foot. Balance and open up wide. And then those hips face forward. Knees with the hips are tracking. Knee bends. And then we open back up. This requires a lot of balance. And then land in Goddess. Good job. I'm going to move off my mat because it's much easier to balance straight on the ground. And again, shift. Make it a dance. Inhale, wide open. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, wide open. Exhale, land. Other side, in. Out, in, and land. We'll do it one more time on each side. Shift, bend, woohoo, open, and land. Last time, in, out, in, and land. Good job. Let's take a triangle pose on each side. First, coming into a wide-legged forward fold, you bow, hinging from the hips, shaking the head no and yes, and kind of enjoying movements. If needed, side to side or holding. Then we're going to bend those knees, press the hips back and down slightly to protect your back, and then rise all the way up, activating through the feet. Finding your way first by coming into Warrior Two on the left side, opening up through the arms, and then hinging with that bent knee all the way to the left, and then extending the leg for triangle. The left hand comes onto the left shin. And take it either further down or further up, depending on what feels really good on your side body and lower back. Tucking the pelvis under. And then rising up and going to the other side. We set it up this way. It's pretty gentle. First coming into Warrior Two, then hinging with the bent knee, and then extending the leg into triangle. Tuning into the sounds of nature, sounds of the birds, feeling the breeze. And again, maybe bending the knee before you rise up and making your way into a seated position. I love my little group. You guys are troopers. So, make any movements that you wish in a seated position to begin with. And then maybe with a block under your sits bones, you can start to find some circular motions of the upper body, of the torso. And then switching directions. And then taking the feet a little bit more forward, so that right foot is forward from the left. And then finding that hinging forward and back a few times. Forward and back. My feet can go pretty forward, like it can be even further than you think. Hinging forward and back. We're trying to access the outer hips here, not the inner thighs. And then at some point hinging and maybe holding that forward fold, it can feel really lovely on the back. If it's not feeling good for you, change the position. Maybe walking yourself over towards the right, extending the left arm more forward so that you can get into your left side of the hip. And then all the way from center to the other side. And making your way upwards and switching legs so that the left leg is forward, right leg is back. And doing the same motion and kind of just feeling out which movements, side to side, give you sensation, comfort, pleasure, or pain. Just working with your body. Maybe some side bending. Maybe some rotational motions. And eventually rising up to seated. And taking yourself into a seated twist as you extend the right leg forward, bending the left knee, maybe taking the foot up and over, maybe even eventually rebending the right leg and twisting to the left. Coming back through the center and taking it to the other side. Coming back through to the center, make your way onto your backs. And first, we'll come into a bridge pose. As you plant your feet firmly on the ground, opportunity of grounding down through those arms, activating heels into the ground, and taking it into some flowy bridges, tucking tailbone under, drawing the hips further forward, heels dig into the ground and energetically pull back, and a slow release down, one vertebra at a time. Become aware of the earth beneath your body, of the activation of those glutes muscles, of the squeezing of the glutes as you get to the top. And then one vertebra at a time releases down to the ground, making this a moving meditation, a fiery moving meditation. A couple more times. Actively press into heels, hips press forward and up, glutes squeeze at the top, and release back down, one vertebra at a time. And then one last time, pressing up, 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 up with length. And then holding here, your bridge. And then slowly releasing all the way down. As you arrive, cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. And find your way into this reclined pigeon. If you prefer a different version of pigeon, take it. And maybe rocking side to side into it. Handing yourself over to the ground. Becoming closer to that plant aspect, plant component of our humanity. Really, really close to the ground. Penetrating the ground with our roots. And then switching to the other side. If there's any stretches in between that you'd like to do, feel free to do it. It's just you and your mat and your earth and your nature and your heart. And all your loved ones in your heart. And as you slowly release out of the pose, coming into any stretches needed. We'll take a final reclining twist. As you take it into any version that you wish, I like to lift my hips, shift them over to the side, and then release my knees down to the other side. And then I like to reposition my feet, my legs, my knees in a place where my lower back feels comfortable, while my upper back is fully on the ground. And then another handing over. Maybe finding a little smile. You can imagine a big bright sky. And you can even imagine the sky itself with like a drawing on it, like a smile, a big smile. Feeling your own heart smile back at it. And back to the center, to the other side. Another smile. Just here, just now. Just like this. Wherever you are, find that intimacy with your own self, with your heart. And then making your way into a Shavasana. And hand yourself over fully to the earth. Let your legs kind of separate as wide as they want. Let your arms separate as wide as they want. And open yourself up to the heavens above, to the earth below. And feel any tension in your belly. And then open your heart and soften it to that tension. As if you're allowing the tension from your belly to be invited inside your heart. Just continue to soften your heart to your own fear, to your own anxiety, to your own worries, and open your heart to all of that. And invite your and the collective's everything into your heart. The heart can really, really handle anything. Just trust in it. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvina Vaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe Om Shanti 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 Om. Taking a deep in breath together and sighing it out together. And as you slowly take your time to return your awareness back inside your body, maybe you remain reclined the whole time, or you roll over onto your side to rise up into seated. And with the hands to your heart, right hand on top of your heart, left hand on top of it. This is the mudra of peace, eternal peace. And in this chant today, the loose translation is, may we be protected together. May we be nourished together. May we work together with great vigor in the benefit for all humanity. And may our study be enlightening. And may no obstacles arise between us. Om, peace, peace, peace. Letting that resonate inside your heart as we close together with the sound of Om. First, a cleansing breath. Inhale. Om. I thank you for allowing me to teach you today. The love that I am bows to and recognizes the love that you are. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone.